Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Raw in Wonderland. Today, I want to take you on a journey into the world of one of the most celebrated composers of all time, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. When we think of Mozart, we often picture a genius, someone with an extraordinary talent who effortlessly created music that still moves us today. But what if I told you that behind the myth of effortless genius lies a story of incredible hard work, discipline, and daily rituals? Yes, Mozart was a genius, but he was also someone who worked relentlessly day after day, composing and creating, even when inspiration didn't come knocking. So today, let's dive into the reality of Mozart's life and uncover some powerful lessons we can learn from him about creativity, sustainability, and the importance of showing up every single day. Mozart's story is remarkable. He was born in 1756 in Salzburg, Austria. He was a child prodigy who started composing music at the age of 5. Imagine that, a little boy not only learning music but creating it. His father Leopold was his teacher and his biggest supporter, guiding him through exhausting practice sessions and taking him on European tours to perform in front of royalty. But here is the thing, while Mozart's talent was extraordinary, it was his consistent effort that allowed him to achieve greatness. Starting from a very young age, he followed a strict routine of practice, study, and performance. He didn't just wake up one morning and create masterpieces. He worked tirelessly, refining his skills and experimenting with his ideas. There is this image of Mozart as someone who simply sat down, waved his quill, and poof, a masterpiece appeared. But that's far from the truth. Mozart was a hard worker who poured hours into his compositions. He wrote more than 600 works in his lifetime, but many of his pieces were forgotten, unfinished, or overshadowed by his more famous works. We only know about the most celebrated ones today, like Eine kleine Nachtmusik, The Magic Flute, or Requiem. But think about how many hours, drafts, and experiments went into creating those. He didn't wait for inspiration to strike. He trusted his process and worked daily. And now let's talk about Mozart's daily life. He had rituals, a structure to his day that allowed him to sustain his creativity. Whether it was composing in the morning, performing in the evening, or studying other composers' works, Mozart's life was built around his craft. He didn't see work as a chore, he saw it as a part of who he was. And here is the key: sustainability. Mozart didn't rely on visits of inspiration. He worked consistently, trusting that the act of showing up every day would lead to something great. So, what can we learn from Mozart? 1. Consistency is everything. You don't need to feel inspired every day to create. Show up, do the work, and trust the process. 2. Rituals matter. Having a routine can sustain your creativity and productivity even when you don't feel like it. 3. Not everything has to be perfect. Mozart composed hundreds of pieces, but only a fraction of them became famous. The point is to keep creating because you never know which work will leave a lasting impact. For me, Mozart's story is a reminder that creativity is not magic. It's a muscle we build through effort and practice. I think about my own rituals, whether it's recording this podcast, writing, or simply reflecting on ideas. It's not always easy, but it's the sustainability of these practices that keeps me going. And isn't it inspiring to know that even Mozart, with all his genius, relied on his daily work to achieve greatness? As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. What small ritual or habit can you create in your own life to keep your creativity alive? You don't have to be Mozart to make an impact. All it takes is showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that your efforts will lead to something meaningful. Thank you for joining me on this journey into Mozart's world. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, genius is nurtured day by day through effort, patience, and persistence. Bye, guys!